Hello, everyone, and welcome to another lesson at English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I am Catherine, and today we're talking about shopping online. So this is an elementary level lesson.
That's right. We are going to shop for things online. So before we get started with this dialogue, let's take a look at one word we have for you on Vocabulary Preview.
Vocabulary Preview.
Okay, the word we're looking at today is eBay.
eBay. Okay, so this is a proper noun. It's a actual website, ebay.com.
That's right. It's kind of like a store on the internet for people who want to buy used things.
Okay, so maybe if you have a TV that you don't want anymore, you go on eBay, you put pictures of it online, and you offer it, and anyone can buy it.
That's right. So you can be a buyer. That means you buy things, or a seller. So you sell things.
So this is interesting. Usually you find used things on eBay, but you can also find new things.
You can. It's kind of like the Chinese website Taobao.
I've actually even seen people selling cars on eBay.
Cars?
Yeah.
I can't imagine buying a car on the internet.
Really? No, they have even very luxurious cars on eBay. So we'll talk about more about online shopping a little bit later on. But now, why don't we listen to our dialogue for the first time, and then we'll come back in just a little bit.
What are you doing?
I'm just looking for a nice pillow on eBay.
You're shopping for a pillow online? That's absurd.
Why? I don't have to leave the house or browse a dozen stores to find what I'm looking for. This way, I just search for it online, quick and easy.
I see. But how do you pay for it? How do you know you aren't going to be ripped off by the seller?
Well, the website handles a point system where if the seller does something wrong, people comment negatively, and then you know that he or she may not be trustworthy.
Wow, that sounds pretty safe. So how do you pay? Do you need a credit card?
You can use a credit card or your debit card. They also let you use the PayPal system, which is really safe and fast. I have never had any problems with someone hacking my information or anything.
Do you think I can find a sweater for my dog online?
You can find anything. Are you sure you want to start shopping online, though? Once you step into this world, there is no turning back.
Let's do it!
All right, we're back. So now we have 4 key words for you on Language Takeaway.
Language Takeaway.
The first word you might have already heard us use already. We're talking about going on the internet to do something. So we say to go online.
Okay, so by saying that you are going online, you say that you are using the internet.
That's right. So you can shop for something online. Online means the internet, right? On the internet. So we don't say in the internet. We say we're on the internet. For example, he's been on the internet all day long. I want to use the computer.
Okay, so I can say he's been online all day long.
That's right.
Okay, so that is online. And when we go online and we are looking through different websites, or maybe we are looking at items on eBay, we are browsing.
Okay, the verb here is to browse. Now, to browse is to look at, but not carefully, just to look at with maybe the idea to shop or to buy later.
Okay, so you can use browse for online things, but you can also use it for physical things, like you are in a shop, you are browsing.
That's right. So I can go to a clothing store and I can browse. For example, if the woman at the clothing store says, "Would you like to buy something?" I say, "No, I'm just browsing. I'm just looking."
Okay, very good. And then when they were talking about eBay and how it works, the person mentioned that they have a point system.
All right, a point system. Now, this is something you hear about a lot on websites these days. For example, many websites have different users. And so how do I know which users, or which, in this case, sellers, are the best? Well, we have a point system. More points means better.
Better.
Fewer points means worse.
Right.
You might also call this a star system. So basically, a point system is a way to show who is a very good community member and who is not.
That's right. And that takes us to our next word. So if a person has a lot of points in their point system, that means they are trustworthy.
Okay, trustworthy is an adjective. He is trustworthy. They are trustworthy. This means that I can trust them. Okay?
They are reliable.
That's right. So I don't think they will lie to me. I don't think they will cheat me.
Okay. So a person can be trustworthy. A company can be trustworthy.
Right. Or you could say, he never pays me back. He's not very trustworthy when I lend him money.
Okay. Very good. So 4 key words there. Why don't we listen to them again in our dialogue? And we'll be back shortly.
What are you doing?
I'm just looking for a nice pillow on eBay.
You're shopping for a pillow online? That's absurd.
Why? I don't have to leave the house or browse a dozen stores to find what I'm looking for. This way, I just search for it online, quick and easy.
I see. But how do you pay for it? How do you know you aren't going to be ripped off by the seller?
Well, the website handles a point system where if the seller does something wrong, people comment negatively, and then you know that he or she may not be trustworthy.
Wow, that sounds pretty safe. So how do you pay? Do you need a credit card?
You can use a credit card or your debit card. They also let you use the PayPal system, which is really safe and fast. I have never had any problems with someone hacking my information or anything.
Do you think I can find a sweater for my dog online?
You can find anything. Are you sure you want to start shopping online, though? Once you step into this world, there is no turning back.
Let's do it!
All right, we're back. So now we have 3 key phrases that we saw in our dialogue, and let's take a look at those now in Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
Well, the first phrase we have here is related to that last word we had, trustworthy. Someone is not trustworthy if they will rip you off. Okay.
Okay, so it's a phrasal verb, to rip you off, or to rip off.
To rip someone off. That's right. So, they ripped him off. He ripped her off. This means to steal money from someone or to cheat someone.
Right. So maybe if a pair of shoes usually at a store costs $50 and then your friend sells them to you for $200, your friend ripped you off.
That's right. He ripped you off. That's not a good friend. He's not very trustworthy.
All right. So now when they were talking about how safe it is to make purchases online, the person explained that it's pretty safe and that no one has ever hacked his information.
Okay, so this is an important verb that has to do with the internet. To hack information is to steal information on the internet. So someone who hacks, who steals this information is called a hacker. Okay, and this is something that's very bad. We want to go to secure and safe websites because we don't want people to hack our personal information.
That's right. Okay, so the verb is to hack. And finally, in the end, when they were going to look for a sweater for a dog, the person said, you know what, this is great, but are you sure you want to start to shop online? Once you do this, there is no turning back.
Oh, I love this phrase. There's no turning back. So this is, well, you think about someone who's leaving. You say, there's no turning back. You can't go back. You can't return to where you were.
Right.
This is something we say as a warning. So listen, this is your final decision. If you say yes, you cannot change your mind. You cannot say no later.
So you can't turn back later.
That's right. So there's no turning back now.
Okay, no turning back. Very good. Interesting phrases, keywords, and everything. So we should listen to this dialogue one last time, and we'll be back to talk with you a little bit more.
What are you doing?
I'm just looking for a nice pillow on eBay.
You're shopping for a pillow online? That's absurd.
Why? I don't have to leave the house or browse a dozen stores to find what I'm looking for. This way, I just search for it online, quick and easy.
I see. But how do you pay for it? How do you know you aren't going to be ripped off by the seller?
Well, the website handles a point system where if the seller does something wrong, people comment negatively, and then you know that he or she may not be trustworthy.
Wow, that sounds pretty safe. So how do you pay? Do you need a credit card?
You can use a credit card or your debit card. They also let you use the PayPal system, which is really safe and fast. I have never had any problems with someone hacking my information or anything.
Do you think I can find a sweater for my dog online?
You can find anything. Are you sure you want to start shopping online though? Once you step into this world, there is no turning back.
Let's do it!
All right, so now talking about online shopping. Have you ever bought anything online? Use your credit card online?
I have. I've used my credit card on Amazon.com to purchase books on the internet. But I know that you are much more of a fan of online shopping. You use the Chinese website Taobao all the time.
Yeah. Well, actually, I wrote this dialogue, and it's kind of based on something real because, you know, sometimes going to the stores, it can be great and you can see things and physically touch them. But I'm a little bit more practical. I know exactly what I want, or maybe I saw it. So I don't want to have to go to the stores and deal with, you know, haggling or negotiating, or sometimes it's even more expensive. So I just, you know, from the comfort of my own home, just put in my my debit card number and buy things online, and I get it delivered overnight.
Well, and you never go shopping now. Well, shopping, you have to go to the clothing store for clothes, the video game store for video games. And on the internet, it's all in one place. You're at home, you're in your pajamas, you use your credit card.
And the cool thing is that you can even, sometimes you want to buy small things. Like in this case, maybe a pillow, or you want to buy, like recently I bought some candles, some decorative candles. So, I don't know, do you really want to go out downtown, look for the candle shop where you can get them? You can just do it online.
Do it online. Let us know. Do you shop on the internet? If you do, what kind of services do you use? What stores do you go to? Let us know. Our website is englishpod.com. We hope to see you there.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Ridiculous. Absurd. Be cheated violently. Be stolen from. Rip off. Reliable or dependable. Worthy of being trusted. Trustworthy. Gain unauthorized access to another computer system. Hack. To inspect something leisurely and casually. Browse. A system of evaluation based on awarding points. Point system. A plastic card that enables the holder to pay on credit. Credit card. Not to halt the advance of, not to regret. No turning back.
Let's try that faster.
Reliable or dependable. Worthy of being trusted. Trustworthy. A system of evaluation based on awarding points. Point system. To inspect something leisurely and casually. Browse. Ridiculous. Absurd. A plastic card that enables the holder to pay on credit. Credit card. Be cheated violently. Be stolen from. Rip off. Gain unauthorized access to another computer system. Hack. Not to halt the advance of, not to regret. No turning back.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Absurd. I think what you are saying is simply absurd. Absurd. People think it's absurd to learn physics, but I think that is absurd. Absurd. That was an absurd decision you made, and now it's going to cost us millions. Rip off. My neighbor got ripped off at the market yesterday. He paid double of what I did. Rip off. Many mechanics try and rip you off by overcharging you. Rip off. You bought that car for $1,000. You got ripped off. I would have bought it for $500. Trustworthy. John has proven to be a very trustworthy person in our company. Trustworthy. The accountant at our company was not entirely trustworthy. Trustworthy. I would tell him, but I don't think he is very trustworthy. Hack. Someone hacked into my computer and read all my emails. Hack. The FBI computer was hacked by terrorists. Hack. Illegally hacking into someone's computer can be enough to sentence you to life in jail. No turning back. We are on our way to Hawaii. There is no turning back now. No turning back. If you make this purchase, there is no turning back. You can't return it or exchange it. No turning back. He abandoned his wife and daughter and never turned back.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and today we have a wild lesson for you at the elementary level.
That's right. We are actually going to visit a farm. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to see a lot of animals. And not only that, but we're going to learn a lot of interesting words and phrases in English today. But before we get started, let's take a look at vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
And on his farm he had a duck, E-I-E-I-O.
We're not going to be teaching you this song today. Don't worry. You don't have to listen to us sing. But we do have a great word to start us off. It's called, the word is country.
A country. Okay, so you know country as like the United States,
Mexico,
China, etc. But in this case, we are going out to the country. Not out of the country, we're going out to the country.
To the country, okay? Mm-hmm. The country, or you might hear the countryside, is a place that's not like a city.
Right.
So it's the opposite of city. It means there's lots of grass. It's very natural. There are very, very few houses and people. It's very quiet. So it's the opposite of a busy city. It's the country.
And you have a lot of animals. So usually farms are found on the countryside or at the countryside.
In the countryside.
So usually farms are found in the countryside.
That's right. And I personally am a big fan because it's so quiet and peaceful.
Very
so
good.
We can talk about that in a minute. Let's listen to today's dialogue first, and then we'll be back to talk about some of the words and phrases.
Isn't this great? I always wanted to own a farm, live out in the country, grow my own food.
This is very beautiful, though I have to confess, I don't know the first thing about farming.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
What was that?
Relax. It was just a goat.
And that?
It's just the cows that are grazing over there. We can milk them later.
What was that?
Honey, seriously, it's just a sheep. Relax. Relax. That was just the horses and donkeys that are in the stable.
You know what? I don't think I can hack it out here in the countryside. I'm going back to the city.
All right, we're back. So obviously, some people cannot go to the countryside.
That's right. Some people get very, very upset. In fact, there was a whole TV show in America that was about city people living in the countryside, in the
See
country.
if they can do it, right?
That's right.
All right, but before we talk about that, why don't we take a look at 4 keywords in language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
The first word is the name of an animal. Okay, so you've all heard of cows, but have you heard of goats?
A goat.
A goat.
All right, so a goat is a strange-looking animal. It's kind of skinny, and what do you get from a goat?
You can actually drink goat's milk.
Right.
And many people like to eat goat's cheese, which is cheese made from goat's milk.
Okay, so a goat, and we heard that the sound that a goat makes, so I think it's pretty clear what a goat is, and they're very common, as we say, in farms, such as sheep and horses, cows, etc.
That's right. And normally, when they're in the wild, they like to live in rocky places, like mountains.
Right, that's why they say they're very good climbers, because they don't fall off the mountains. All right, and well, if you have cows, then they're probably going to be grazing.
Okay, so to graze is a verb. It's something we do. Well, we people don't do it. Animals do it. It's a way for us to describe how animals, like cows, eat. Means to eat grass.
Okay, so if your cows or horses are grazing, that means they're eating grass somewhere out.
That's right. They're walking. They stop. They eat some grass. They walk. They stop again. It's a very slow process.
All right, so cows are usually grazing out in the countryside, and well, once they finish grazing and they get all fat, then in the mornings you have to milk them.
Okay, so we drink milk. Milk is a thing, but it's also a verb. So to milk something.
All right, and if you milk a cow is when you extract the milk, the liquid from them, right?
That's right. So underneath a cow, there's an udder, underneath a cow, there are udders, which you have to squeeze with your hands to make the milk come out.
Okay.
Okay. And
interesting word as well, udder, right?
Udder.
It's like that big bag full of milk.
Exactly. So to milk a cow.
All right. And you have cows out in the fields grazing, and probably your horses and donkeys are going to be in the stable.
The stable is a place, okay? So this is something that's often found on farms, where the horses or the cows live. It's a structure, it's a building for those animals.
Okay, so they're probably separated in different little rooms or compartments, and that's called a stable. So as you say, you usually find horses and cows and donkeys in there.
That's right. So a stable is a way to protect animals from the weather.
All right, very good. So 4 keywords there, as we just saw. Why don't we listen to this dialogue again, and we'll be back soon.
Isn't this great? I always wanted to own a farm, live out in the country, grow my own food.
This is very beautiful, though I have to confess, I don't know the first thing about farming.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
What was that?
Relax. It was just a goat.
And that?
It's just the cows that are grazing over there. We can milk them later.
What was that?
Honey, seriously, it's just a sheep. Relax. Relax. That was just the horses and donkeys that are in the stable.
You know what? I don't think I can hack it out here in the countryside. I'm going back to the city.
All right, we're back. So now let's take a look at Fluency Builder.
Fluency builder.
You know, Marco, I have to confess,
What?
I love Fluency Builder.
All right, and that's our first phrase for today. I have to confess.
Okay, so to confess is to tell someone something that's a secret. Okay, so we can confess with a priest, No. So we can confess to a priest. We can confess a secret to a friend.
Okay.
But I have to confess is a very common phrase. It's a way for us to start a sentence. I have to confess.
Right. So you're saying, I have to be honest with you. I have to tell you the truth.
Exactly. So I have to confess. I'm not a huge fan of that sweater.
Okay.
So I have to be honest. I really don't like your sweater. This is a way for us to be more polite when we're saying something that's negative.
And in this case, it was the girl who was confessing, and what she confessed is her second key phrase. I don't know the first thing about farming.
Okay, so I don't know anything about farming is another way we could say this, or I don't know a thing about farming, but I don't know the first thing about farming means I don't even understand what a farm is. Okay,
Right.
The first thing is, what is a farm? I don't even understand what a farm is for. This is a way for us to say, I don't know anything at all about this.
And if we change the noun, right, and we can say, for example, I don't know the first thing about cars. So I have no idea what models they are or what type of engine they have. I don't know the first thing about cars.
All I know is how to turn them on.
Right?
Or I don't know the first thing about wines. I'd love to learn about wine, but I don't know the first thing about it.
Okay. So it's a phrase that you can use with many, many different nouns, right? I don't know the first thing about architecture. Or I don't know the first thing about English.
Right. Well, we do, and that's why we're here to help you. But this is a really great phrase to describe not understanding anything at all about something.
Right.
So this is a really great way to describe not knowing anything at all about something.
Okay. And well, obviously, since she didn't know the first thing about farming, she ended up leaving, and she said, you know what? I don't think I can hack it out here in the countryside.
Okay, so I can hack it, he can't hack it. We use this with the verb to be able to. And it means, I don't think I can do this. I think this is too hard. Okay.
Or maybe if somebody quit, right, after a week at the office, and you can say he couldn't hack it. He couldn't hack the pressure, and he left.
Exactly. So that means to handle, or to be able to handle, or to withstand. So I just don't think I can hack the cold. Right? I can't handle the cold. It's too cold here. I'm moving somewhere warm.
All right, so I'm sure you guys will be able to hack our dialogue one last time. So let's listen to it, and we'll be back.
Isn't this great? I always wanted to own a farm, live out in the country, grow my own food.
This is very beautiful, though I have to confess, I don't know the first thing about farming.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
What was that?
Relax. It was just a goat.
And that?
It's just the cows that are grazing over there. We can milk them later.
What was that?
Honey, seriously, it's just a sheep. Relax. Relax. That was just the horses and donkeys that are in the stable.
You know what? I don't think I can hack it out here in the countryside. I'm going back to the city.
All right, we're back. So as you said, you're a fan of the countryside and about farming, right?
That's right. Well, I wish I knew more about farming. I don't know the first thing about milking a cow, but I do come from a part of the world in Illinois near Chicago where we have a lot of farms, and I appreciate the quiet and
Yeah, it's nice.
having animals around and being able to go on long walks without cars and horns and bicycles.
And it is actually a little bit refreshing to be out in the countryside sometimes and not even have internet or cell phone coverage or anything. So it's just basically, you can't do anything else but relax, read a book, talk to people.
Exactly.
Now, an interesting thing about this is a lot of people take for granted the countryside, because I've met many people who live in the city, who grew up in the city and have never seen, for example, a live chicken. And when they see it, they just freak out and take pictures with the chicken or a cow or something. It's
so
amazing.
funny. That's really funny. Well, I think it's very valuable skill. I think there are very valuable skills that you learn being out in the countryside, like how to cook for yourself.
Right.
There's no one else who can cook for you, or how to get food from animals.
Or maybe you can't even use a microwave, so how do you cook without a microwave or something?
That's right. And I think the biggest problem for city people when they come to the countryside is that it's dirtier. Mm-hmm. You know, you get mud and there are bugs. And I imagine some of our coworkers here having a very hard time in the countryside.
Yes, indeed. So why don't you guys come to our website, englishpod.com. Let us know what you think about this. Maybe you're very familiar with the countryside or have a relative who's a farmer. It's great.
In today's story, we'll uncover 5 powerful lessons about managing money. Lessons you might not learn in school but are crucial for achieving financial success. As we dive into Sam's journey, we'll also learn some new words and see how to use them in sentences. This will help us practice English in a fun and easy way. So, stay with us till the end. Once upon a time, in a bustling little town, there lived a 27-year-old man named Sam. One afternoon, he sat on the side of the road, lost in thought. Despite working hard for 5 years, his life hadn't improved. Sam wondered if there was a way to escape poverty and achieve true wealth. As he strolled by a grand mansion, something compelled him to step past the tall iron gate without permission. Little did he know, this daring act would lead him to a life-changing lesson about money. From afar, he saw an elderly man sitting on a garden bench with a cup of coffee in hand. This man was Mr. Hayes, the mansion's owner, a wealthy but humble and generous soul. Sam approached him, politely apologizing. "I'm sorry for entering without permission, Mr. Hayes." Recognizing Sam, Mr. Hayes was surprised by his sudden visit but welcomed him kindly, curious to know why he had come. Sam took a seat beside Mr. Hayes and began, "Sir, I've worked for 5 years, earning a decent wage, yet my life hasn't changed. I don't splurge, but I just can't seem to get ahead. Do you have any advice on how someone like me could become wealthy?" With a warm smile, Mr. Hayes replied, "Anyone can achieve wealth, Sam, including you." He continued, "I'll share 5 principles about money that you won't learn in school. Follow these carefully, and I assure you, you'll find yourself on the path to financial success." Eagerly, Sam listened as Mr. Hayes began. "The first rule," Mr. Hayes said, "is to spend less than you earn. This is the foundation. If you don't master this, you can't move on to the other steps. For example, if you make $5,000 a month, set aside at least $2,000. If it's $3,000, save $1,000. Avoid expenses that exceed your income, whether loans or gambling. Even with a 6-figure salary, without this rule, you'll remain in debt." Sam nodded thoughtfully, absorbing each word. Mr. Hayes took a calm sip of his coffee and continued. "The second rule is to have an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable. Car repairs, a leaky roof, or even layoffs can happen at any time. Without an emergency fund, you're forced to borrow or sell assets at a loss, which restricts your options and adds stress. Think of it as your safety net, protecting your finances when unexpected events arise." Sam nodded again, appreciating the wisdom in this approach. Let's get to the third lesson, which is investing. Now, people like you might feel unsure about investing in a business or stock since you may not have much knowledge. So, the best investment you can make right now is in yourself. Curious, Sam asked. "How, sir?" Mr. Hayes continued, "Take your skill set, whether it's carpentry, plumbing, or customer service. Invest your time, energy, and money into mastering it further. Learn where your boss sources materials or explore ways to market your services better. Use some of your savings to improve your expertise, attend courses, buy tools, or read relevant books." Realizing the value of these words, Sam looked at Mr. Hayes with newfound determination, regretting he hadn't learned this sooner. Mr. Hayes continued with the fourth lesson. Now that you're gaining skills, it's time to start earning more. Once you've honed your abilities, maybe you'll start your own business and your income will grow. You're no longer paid per hour but earn based on what you produce. The harder you work, the more you earn. The sky was getting darker, yet Sam felt no urge to leave. He was eager to learn the final principle. Mr. Hayes looked at him and said, "And finally, the fifth lesson, create passive income. When you've applied the first four principles, you should have extra money. Now, it's time to let your money work for you. You can invest in property, start a rental business, buy a franchise, or research other sources of passive income. Think carefully and choose wisely." "How about it, Sam? Are you ready to take on these lessons?" Mr. Hayes asked, ending the conversation with a gentle smile. Brimming with excitement, Sam replied, "I used to just go to work, save a little, and hope for wealth to come my way. But I now understand that there's a real strategy, and I'm thankful, sir, for the invaluable guidance." Today we learned new words and sentences through this story about wealth and financial wisdom. Remember, learning English can be fun when you practice regularly. So, keep listening, learning, and growing. Make sure to like, comment, and share how this story helped you improve your English. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next story, where we'll continue learning together.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Something is usual or expected. Norm. The money that a country uses. Currency. The sum of money required to reinstate. Margin deposit. Taking effect rapidly. Drastically. Very quickly, just a second. Split second. An offer to pay a particular amount of money. Bid.
Let's try that faster.
The sum of money required to reinstate. Margin deposit. Something is usual or expected. Norm. Very quickly, just a second. Split second. An offer to pay a particular amount of money. Bid. Taking effect rapidly. Drastically. The money that a country uses. Currency.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Norm. What's the norm in this company concerning protocol? Norm. This is the norm, so you'd better get used to it. Norm. Delivery, McDonald's, and street vendors are the norms around here. Currency. Before I went to France, I had to change some of my Canadian currency into euros. Currency. What's the currency in this country? Currency. My country's currency is worth next to nothing in USD. Margin deposit. He decided to start with a margin deposit of GBP 100. Margin deposit. I can't believe that I can trade with USD 1 million deposit when I've only put in a margin deposit of USD 10,000. Margin deposit. One has to be careful with trading using a margin deposit because the risk of losing more money than one has are high. Split second. The gang members were closing in on me fast, so I made a split-second decision to run instead of fight. Split second. My heart pounded as I made a split-second decision and took hold of her hand. Split second. My split-second decision to try a trick on my bicycle in order to impress my friends didn't end well. Bid. The current bid ask for EUR USD is 1.3998-79. Bid. I bought euros at an ask of $1.4235 and sold British pounds at a bid of $1.5001. Bid. The bid for Japanese yen and the ask for Hong Kong dollars are really good right now if you trade in US currency.
Hello, English learners, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
Hey, Erica, how are you today?
Marco, I'm doing really well, and I'm really looking forward to today's lesson.
Well, so am I, because here at English Pod, we're giving you real English.
Everyday English.
Exactly, English that you hear in movies or in TV shows.
This is English people actually use.
So, Erica, what is our topic for today?
Well, today we're talking about computer viruses.
Perfect. So I think it's time for us to take a look at our preview.
Vocabulary preview.
Okay, today we've got 2 words to preview. The first word is virus.
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 So if your computer has a computer virus, it means your computer's sick, right?
Actually, a computer virus is a program that is designed to harm or to damage your computer.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, thank you for being so technical.
That's the technical explanation. Okay, let's take a look at our second word for our preview today, and that would be froze.
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 So if your computer froze, it means that
your computer stopped working.
your applications or your programs stop working and you just can't do anything.
Your computer's broken.
Okay, great. So let's listen to our dialogue. It's gonna be a little bit fast, but
Don't worry if you don't understand everything. At the end of this podcast, you'll understand everything.
perfect. Let's listen.
Oh, great. The stupid computer froze again. It's the 3rd time today. Hey, Samuel, can you come take a look at my PC? It's acting up again. It must have a virus or something.
Just give me a second. I'll be right up. I ran a virus scan on your computer, and it turns out that you have a lot of infected files.
But I'm quite careful when I'm browsing the internet. I have no idea how I could have picked up a virus.
Well, you have to make sure their antivirus software is updated regularly. Yours wasn't up to date. That's probably what was causing your problems.
Okay, anything else?
Yeah, try not to kick or hit the computer.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Well, I completely understand this guy. When my computer freezes, I kick it and punch it and do everything to it.
Well, I hope you don't punch it too hard, Marco.
Well, it's still working, so it's all right.
Okay.
All right, let's take a look at our language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
In today's language takeaway, we have 2 words. The first word for today is infected file.
Infected file.
Infected file.
Infected file. And what is an infected file?
An infected file is a file in your computer that has a virus in it.
Ah, perfect. That's really clear. What is our second word for the language takeaway today?
Our second word is not up to date.
Not up to date.
Not up to date.
And what is it when something is not up to date?
It means it doesn't have all the most recent information.
Okay, perfect. Now let's listen to some examples.
Example 1. I need to buy a new computer because mine isn't up to date. Example 2.
I can't find the street. Are you sure this map is up to date?
Example 3.
Sarah has just finished the reports and all the information is up to date.
Okay, that was pretty clear. You know, you can also use this phrase positively. You can say, up to date.
Okay, for example, we can say, this is a new map. This is the most up-to-date map.
Exactly. Or if I bought a new computer, I could say, I just got a new computer. All my software is up to date.
Okay, great. So now let's take a look at some phrases.
And it's time for putting it all together.
Putting it together.
Okay, so Samuel said a really great phrase. He said, I'll be right up.
I'll be right up.
I'll be right up.
I'll be right up. Now, we can use this phrase in a lot of different situations, so let's listen to some examples.
Example 1.
Can you help me with my computer?
I'll be right there.
Example 2.
Come downstairs. Dinner is ready.
I'll be right down.
Example 3.
Hurry up, I need to use the bathroom!
I'll be right out.
Okay, really great and clear examples, right?
Yeah, you know that phrase, I'll be right out? I used to hear this all the time when I was young.
Really? How come?
Well, I have 2 sisters and we were always fighting for the bathroom. So someone was always saying, just a minute, I'll be right out.
Ah, yes, that's common. I had that too when I was young. Okay, now our second phrase is, it turns out that.
It turns out that.
It turns out that.
It turns out that. This is a great phrase. You can use it in many different situations. Marco, can you give us an example?
Sure. For example, I can say, Frank didn't come to work today, and it turns out that he was sick.
Yep. Or I could say, oh, I've been feeling really sick recently.
Why?
You know, it turns out that I'm pregnant.
Oh my God, are you really pregnant?
No, I'm not, Marco. I'm just kidding.
All right, okay, so it's time for us to listen to our dialogue again, but this time it'll be
a little bit slower.
All right.
Oh, great. This stupid computer froze again. That's the 3rd time today. Hey, Samuel, can you come take a look at my PC? It's acting up again. It must have a virus or something.
Just give me a second. I'll be right up. I ran a virus scan on your computer, and it turns out that you have a lot of infected files.
But I'm quite careful when I'm browsing the internet. I have no idea how I could have picked up a virus.
Well, you have to make sure that your antivirus software is updated regularly. Yours wasn't up to date. That's probably what was causing your problems.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, try not to kick or hit the computer.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Okay, that was a lot more clear this time.
Definitely, yeah, I understood a lot more. Okay, so now it's time to look at Fluency Builder. Erica, why don't you explain what Fluency Builder is?
In Fluency Builder, we give you some great, useful phrases to help you express your ideas clearly.
Okay, great. So let's look at Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
Okay, so in this dialogue, we know his computer wasn't working.
Right. So many students would probably say his computer was acting strangely.
His computer isn't working properly.
Exactly. And that's perfect and that's fine.
Yeah, but there's a really great way to say it that we heard in the dialogue.
It's acting up again. It's acting up again.
I love this phrase, it's acting up. Yeah, it sounds really natural.
It sounds really natural. Okay, we're ready to listen to our dialogue a third time, but this time,
it'll be at the normal speed. Try and see if you can hear these key words.
Oh, great. The stupid computer froze again. That's the third time today. Hey, Samuel, can you come take a look at my PC? It's acting up again. It must have a virus or something.
Just give me a second. I'll be right up.
I ran a virus scan on your computer, and it turns out that you have a lot of infected files.
But I'm quite careful when I'm browsing the internet. I have no idea how I could have picked up a virus.
Well, you have to make sure their antivirus software is updated regularly. Yours wasn't up to date. That's probably what was causing your problems.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, try not to kick or hit the computer.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So, Marco, I really think that my computer actually has a virus now.
Really? How come?
Because I have been turning on my computer and then suddenly it turns off by itself. It shuts down by itself.
Yeah, that sounds like a virus.
But I ran a virus scan and there was no problem.
Well, maybe your antivirus software isn't up to date.
Yeah, I guess I'd better call Samuel.
Yeah, you can call Samuel to fix it.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we're out of time now, but be sure to go to our website at englishpod.com where you can leave all your questions and comments.
So stay tuned for our next great lesson, and until next time, goodbye.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. To stop working properly.
Freeze.
See, revise.
Take a look.
Not working properly.
Act up.
Go upstairs soon.
Be right up.
Get, acquire.
Pick up.
Look, search.
Browse.
Having all the most recent information.
Up to date.
Computer screen.
Monitor.
Person in a company who fixes computers.
Computer tech.
Damaged or broken computer file that can't be opened.
Corrupt file.
Look for information on the internet.
Surf the net.
Computer program that allows you to go on the internet.
Web browser.
Let's try that faster. See, revise.
Take a look.
Computer screen.
Monitor.
Person in a company who fixes computers.
Computer tech.
Not working properly.
Act up.
Having all the most recent information.
Up to date.
Go upstairs soon.
Be right up.
Look. Search.
Browse.
Get. Acquire.
Pick up.
To stop working properly.
Freeze.
Damaged or broken computer file that can't be opened.
Corrupt file.
Look for information on the internet.
Surf the net.
Computer program that allows you to go on the internet.
Web browser.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Computer viruses cause a lot of problems. If you don't have virus protection software, you will get a computer virus. How can I protect my computer from getting a virus? Be right up. I'll be right down to help you with your computer. Be right up. I'm downstairs talking to Kim, but I'll be right up to see you. Be right up. I'll be right over when I'm finished writing this email. Freeze. If your computer freezes, you'll have to shut it down. Freeze. Something is wrong with my mobile phone. It keeps freezing. Freeze. The files are not ready yet because my computer froze last night. Act up. Your computer is fixed now. It shouldn't act up anymore. Act up. This TV is always acting up. I need to buy a new one. Act up. When the weather is cold, my car acts up. Take a look. I need you to take a look at these reports after they've been edited. Take a look. Take a look at this bill. It's so expensive. Take a look. Come take a look at these pictures. You looked so young. Browse. I didn't get anything done at work. I was browsing the internet all day. Browse. Were you browsing the internet today? Browse. It's important to keep your credit card number safe when browsing the internet. Up to date. Is my virus protection software up to date? Up to date. You should look in this file here. It has the most up-to-date sales numbers. Up to date. The information I have isn't up to date.